Hey everyone, welcome back to some more Let's Play The Consuming Shadow. In the last episode, we were succeeding at a group of various monster-infested towns without too much trouble so far, if I recall correctly. And we're looking for a non-consumed town so we can actually purchase some supplies to help us as we proceed forward. Right! I think I've already figured out who the invading god is, and that would be Nyx, based on some of the information that we had read. We will have to double check this before I decide we are going to go to Stonehenge, but I'm pretty confident that we've guessed correctly as to who it is. We still need another piece of the banishment ritual. 2 pieces, actually, if we are told that the 3rd or 4th is the invading god's symbol. We can just guess at it otherwise. Would be neat if the game mixed it up a bit and just said, nah, the 3rd one's actually this symbol, not the invading gods. That would be actually interesting, because it would totally catch me by surprise. Showing up there thinking I knew what it was after all these years where it hasn't changed from that tactic. Oh, we actually have purchase supplies. I didn't think we did. So we have the pentagram necklace. I'll be casting spells a little more often. A breathing mask. Toxic damage are those headless creatures that, it's going to sound weird to say it, breathe on you. And the creatures crawling on the rooftops that spit. Any type of breath attacks we take half damage from. And we certainly still seem to be getting random events while driving. Muffler, though, I suppose, has kept our sanity up a little bit. We are also ignoring all texts we receive from anyone who is not from the Ministry of Occultism this time around. Okay. I think we've been to Water Row already. We have. It's green. So let's go to Stonesboro next. I think we're 1/3 of the time has elapsed on us so far, so we should start meeting tougher enemies the next place we investigate. Held by the shadow. And I'm sorry, it's not quite true. We start with, I think, 60 hours? So we're about to enter the 2/3 mark. Well, let's not keep the shadow waiting. Ever since I crossed the town's limits, I felt the sensation of being watched by black, unwelcoming eyes. I hear an insectile skittering, echoing through the crooked streets and dense alleyways that could conceal no end of horrors. Moments ago, I turned suddenly, and I am certain I glimpsed something on a nearby rooftop, which ducked behind a chimney stack when it saw I was watching. I resolved not to sleep here. Eventually, I glimpsed one of the less subtle creatures, enough times that I was able to start pursuing it. I ran, keeping the indistinct shape in the center of my view as best I could as it led me to its home. I was led to a thickly forested area that I think may once have been a memorial garden before the shadow's perversity infected the foliage. Many distressing noises rustle out from between the trees. Am I prepared to root out the infestation? Apparently not. I can barely read a sentence this evening. Let's go ahead and step in here. Maybe we'll do better in combat than actually reading text. We gotta fight 3... This is interesting. Very rarely do I actually see this encounter. I believe there'll be 3 combat rooms, similar to when we show up to help defeat the shadow, and then are paid after the fact. We'll have 2 creatures in those rooms we'll have to defeat. And there's 3 of them. Rooms, that is. 2 unfired hollow point bullets. Get that up to maximum. If I was better at this game, I might want to make use of... to better remember what I find in these locations. I think it is mostly just baubles and bullets in the trash cans, what have you, we encounter here in the forests or the parks. I can see that. There's a hopper here. Ooh, what the heck? What the heck? Why am I firing? Oh, because I'm hitting spacebar. A military flashlight. Okay. So, once again, if we had the flashlight equipped, for example, we would not have been able to approach the doorway we had just been at without having to fight whatever creature had spawned on the other side of it. I'm not going to equip the flashlight this time around. It's actually more, I find, detrimental than helpful. A small tool. The key ring. There's a key. Oh, I guess the park has sealed off areas then. There was a corpse here. Their body was so horribly diseased that a violent bursting of swellings and boils appears to have proved fatal. So disease is another aspect. Unfortunately, we haven't been told about aspects, I think, yet. That was one of the nests. Do we actually have... I think we have to kill the creatures in here, too. Poorly here. 5 pounds. This place is infested with creatures from the shadow. The only option to find and exterminate however many of them remain. 2 9mm rounds. There was nothing else here. Okay. I was surprised I was able to run past the spitting creature. I hate this thing the most. Oh, I'm really bad at fighting them. A bottle of medicinal alcohol, which we immediately put to use. Oh, there was a nest right in front of me right there. I've cleared the Shadow's minions from another area, but I can still faintly hear their skittering movements. My work here is not yet complete. Oof, we're doing very poorly in this place. And by we, viewer, I, of course, mean me. Some snack food, still safely wrapped. I ate it for a quick energy boost. Beat the creature up. Took the light snack it packed for itself as it patrolled the park this evening, and it ate it. Poor thing. Oh, well, that's a shame. Game spawned the creature just as I was about to hit up. Three armor-piercing bullets. Very good. I believe I have killed the last of the horrors. There is nothing more I can do to help this place. The god identified by the Shim rune has no particular interest in our realm. It seems to consider us unworthy of any action, good or bad, insofar as we can understand the motivations of such a creature. Yeah, we knew Shim was already not the invader. Aang is the invader. Nothing left for me here. I can escape now by the same way I came in. 2 more armor-piercing rounds. There was no reason for me to take that big hit right there. Oh, stupid little gnats coming out of these things. Some more snack food. Thankfully, we're getting lots of snacks. Eating their Twix and Twizzlers Halloween candies, apparently. Oh, maybe these things ambush a bunch of trick-or-treaters who came into this place, actually, and the remains of them. Oh, come on. Or what, where, like, the trick-or-treaters are on those creatures as they ate them, and by accident they still have some snacks impaled on those spikes they have. No magic wand has been waved over the town to remove the taint of the shadow, but with the infestation removed, it's certainly quieter. I make my way back to the car, hoping that what remnant of this town's population survives will get back on their feet. Well, we got the ever-living snot kicked out of us, so there goes the last of our healing supplies. Okay, all these places are safe. Let's go to her church next. Oh, let's go to Saw Hill next. I want to kind of stay near Stonehenge now. I've got reports of a sleeper cell in Sunport. Need cleanup sooner rather than later. Don't expect a warm welcome there if you let this slide. Sunport? Okay, we can go there after Saw Hill. I'm forced to stop as I drive through a small hamlet by a barricade of people in the road. Men, women, and children, standing unmoving in front of the car, hands joined, their eyes are blank and glassy. A case of mass possession. Perhaps. But I do have to get past them, somehow. We actually have the item for this. Recognizing the presence of the shadow, I take out my pentagram necklace and hold it aloft as I advance, chanting generic words. I feel some weak presence retreat, and the stricken people snap, blinking back into awareness. They are confused as to what happened, but grateful, and club together 40 pounds as payment for my service. More interestingly, though, they also offer me a document that was left behind by a strange visitor, one that may have been involved in their misfortune. The tribesmen tasked with night watch of the village are given confidence by chanting Ang Batai before going on patrol, claiming that it gives them remarkable night vision. Once again, that's not really a benefit. Hello, Saw Hill. The atmosphere is tense here as news has spread of the darkness infecting neighboring towns. Infecting? Besides that, I cannot speak this evening. Okay, there's a chance you can recover sanity if ever that option pops up. So you'll always see me choose it if I can actually select it. Let's visit the hospital first. I found a small walk-in clinic for homeless people that will treat me. A proper hospital would be unthinkable. Let's refill the med kit. Do I need more illegal drugs? Yeah, we'll buy another one. Find supplies. After an hour, I found the following items on sale from individuals content not to ask questions. $1 for a bullet, and sure, we'll purchase the shoulder stock. I believe every single item is useful in some capacity during random events that you have. So, even though we have the muffler equipped, I don't really want the random events, because we still don't have most of the items required to successfully pass them. We have... Actually, we have half the items. Is that right? Just less than half the items. But no, I would rather not take the risk. Sunport next. I am brought to the problematic area and told that payment will be made once the problem is dealt with. I don't think the locals fully understand what kind of presence is in their town, but they showed much relief and gratitude as I made my way inside. Well, we've already destroyed 3 nests in the last house. I thought it was just groups of creatures. I did not realize there was a nest in each of those rooms. As I chanted the syllables, I felt every door, cupboard, and piece of furniture in the near vicinity unlock. Even the clasp on my wallet sprang open. Three bullets. We don't need those. Yushag was the name of a Cambodian trickster deity known as the god of madness. Devotees were few and short-lived, as Yushag's purported nature could flit between hostile, malevolent, and indifferent with no warning or reason. Yushag is the god of madness. Oh, that's interesting. I thought he was the god of pain. Uh-oh. Shim is associated with the concept of pain. Yushag is the god of madness. God identified by the Shim rune is not the invader god, so that must be it. We still... So it's... Okay, it's still Nyx, it's still Aang. Okay. So we weren't going to guess wrong so far. Unless something else presents itself as a... as more information to prove that my earlier guesses were incorrect. I've been imprisoned by the cult Yushag. They locked me in a filthy oubliette. I can hear them cursing some enemy god chanting Shim. I think they're killing people up there. We knew that already as well. Unless Shim is Nyx. No, Shim is not the... Shim is supposed to be the concept of pain. Shim is not the invading god. Sho appears to be an ally of the god of Nyx. Yu is not the invading god. Oh, this is a really big location. I'm going to leave that there in case we actually fire some bullets soon. The Aang rune has been inscribed on the wall here in white. A generic prayer to a god. Not necessarily the god perverting this place. It could be intended for an associate deity. As I invoked the rune, I felt a wave of answering energy from the wall. I felt an inexplicable ease upon my mind. Now, I'm curious. If I go back here, the rune's gone, right? I wonder if it moves to a new location. Oh, good for that was fake. Good for my insanity, as it were. The key ring has been found. Okay. Oh, we're leaving you. So once again, if we had the big flashlight, this would have activated this big floating blob. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. Another victim of the shadow. Once again, Harley disease. This one. Worshippers consider it a grave insult to draw Yushag's symbol in purple, as this is the color associated with one of their oldest and bitterest rivals among the ancients. Yushag hates god called purple. So that is what we're going with. The Shim rune has been inscribed on the wall here in white. Once again, let's cast Shim. We did not gain sanity that time. This must be where we have to go. Well, let's go. okay. Oh, I do not like this at all. That's a long, winding path to get back. I do not like that. Body armor. Okay, that was... could have been handy to have picked up right before the end there. The more I chanted Shumenkiz, the more my mind expanded. I saw to the edge of the world, into the hearts of everyone around me. I saw what was to come, and that's why, Sarah, that's why you found me like this. Tell the kids I'm sorry. Another spell. I don't think we're being hunted because the music hasn't changed. Which means we can check up on those. We can go through this door. That could have been a lot worse. Two hollow point rounds, refilling that ammo entirely. Of course. The people waiting for me outside seem determined not to ask questions. Upon my assurance that the problem is resolved, they pay without quibble. I wonder if this will be the last time I visit this town. The town is calm and peaceful, oblivious to the shadow. My heart feels pained and heavy as I am confronted by what we stand to lose here if I fail on my mission. So let's go back to the car first to heal up to full. And then since we have all this cash, let's visit the hospital. Refill the med kit. Look for supplies. Buy all the bullets, return to the car. And now, I think maybe we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have over half the items now. I'm willing to now no longer equip the muffler. Let's go with... But I also want to equip this. Okay, let's go ahead and head to Kidberry. We still desperately need more information about the ritual. I've happened upon a small country church where a number of locals have taken shelter. We don't have the rosary. From the indistinct words drifting out from the entrance doors, it sounds like some kind of sermon is taking place. I find the prospect of peaceful human contact extremely enticing. Okay, we get the same option now, but we recovered some sanity. Let's go back on the road. Kidberry's also consumed by the shadow. Ever since I crossed the town's limits, I felt the sensation of being watched. Okay, we've heard this already, so this is going to be a nest. It's the same thing that we've already read just a little earlier. That's a shame. Oh, God. Alright, yep, it's exactly the same. I don't think you really get a different choice if you go back to the car. I don't think you can try to recycle to get a different encounter. And now we do have just over half. I like that when we pistol whip. Oh wow, we're bleeding heavily. I like when we pistol whip. I always seem to choose the thing I don't want to. But am I hitting multiples of them? The bullet fired at the wrong thing too. That sucks. All right. Well, now we're bleeding. 3 bullets. A lockpick. The EU rune has been inscribed here in yellow. did not gain back any sanity there. Okay, that was much better. 2 unfired hollow point rounds. 6 pounds in a wallet. Come on. Hey, alright, not bad. I think I finally discovered how to fight those things somewhat efficiently. Alright, all our bullets are maxed. I'm sorry, viewer. I'm sorry for this. Fake. Three more bullets. We don't need bullets at the moment. We shouldn't say no to take more. Well, we should say more. We can't leave that on the ground, I believe. Oh crap! This is the last thing we need. I believe I killed the last of the horrors. There's nothing more I can do to help this place. The syllable BTI had many uses in the language of the ancients, most notably as the last symbol of a notorious dispel, purported to be powerful enough to banish a god. 2 armor-piercing rounds, 2 9mm rounds. Is this it? Are we being chased? We are not. Once again, the EU rune has shown up. Once again, the EU rune has shown up, this time in yellow. Woo! I thought for sure that thing was going to hit me. 2 more 9mm rounds. We need a hospital when we're done with this to heal up to full. We might have to go back to a safe place. And then, viewer, since now we know what the ritual should be, I will make the attempt to go to Stonehenge. Interestingly, the name show, as well as the associated symbol, is only ever inscribed in a purple pigment. To do so otherwise considered the ultimate blasphemy. Shozo is associated with purple. The bleeding there was awful, but an awful affliction to acquire. But we managed it. No magic wand has been waved over the town to remove the taint of the shadow. This is even the same ending text. Okay, return the car. Alright, so let's heal. And then we want to go to Stonehenge next, but we need a hospital first. Let's go to Sunport. As you can see, we're losing lots of blood. I have some intel that urgently needs to get to Almsal within 9 hours. Do it or don't, but if you don't, the town won't be safe for long. We can use the last of our healing supplies. My goodness, we're getting really beat up. Visit the hospital. Treat the bleeding. refill our med kit. Back to the car. Okay. Well, there's no way we're going all the way out there. Let's go to Goring and then Stonehenge. I'm given cause to slow by some kind of fight in the road. It appears to be between a small group of loutish young men and another prone individual whom they are kicking and spitting on. One of the youths instructs me not to interfere, saying that they have caught one of them. I can't get a clear look at the victim through the many attacking legs. Shrug and drive off. Not getting involved. Goring is not held by agents of the shadow. I think we will equip the muffler for our final trip to Stonehenge. Alright, everyone. It is time. What items do I want in this location? Half toxic damage? I don't think we'll need that as much as the body armor. Okay. No broken limbs, half physical damage, half sanity loss. From spellcasting, then again, the mask could be handy. And to ensure that we won't go quite insane, we'll go ahead and have some illegal drugs. It temporarily, I believe, gives us back to 82, although the number hasn't been improved. But we can effectively, I believe, take an extra 30 sanity hit before we're actually driven insane. Even if this gets reduced to 1, until the yellow bar gets reduced to nothing, we should still be okay. Let's also double check to make sure I'm right about this. So Shozo is associated with the color purple. Yushag hates the god associated with the colored purple. Yushag is an enemy of the god identified by the Shim rune. Yushag is the god of madness. The god identified by the Shim rune is not the invading god. The god identified by the U rune is not the invading god. You know, this maybe actually be reversed. Shozo may be the invader's enemy, and Yushag might be not the invader. Shim is associated with the concept of pain. Shozo is allied with the god identified by the Ang rune. Oh no, okay, so that... Shozo appears to be an ally of Nyx. The only mention we have of the anything about the invader. Yushag appears to be the enemy of Nyx. Okay, yep, so that's pretty much correct. Let's go ahead and head on in. In the center of Stonehenge, the ground has been torn up, and an eerily lit entrance leads into some kind of tunnel network. I don't know if it's unthinkably ancient or recently built, but either way, the shadow is not even trying to conceal it. This close to the deadline, it must feel assured of victory. This will either be the place where it will finally be vanquished, or a fitting tomb for myself. I must be sure that I have all the runes, and the order they must be cast for the ritual, or at the very least, enough information to confidently guess. So, I'm going to cast Clairvoyance here. Something invaded my head, scratching at the inside of my skull. I experienced a vision of things to come that left me with a keen awareness of the surrounding area. Behind one of those red rooms is the room that we want to get to. Interestingly, the name Nyx, as well as the associated symbol, is only ever inscribed in white pigment. To do otherwise is considered ultimate blasphemy. You guessed that correctly. It is really dark. Maybe we will use dark vision after all, huh? £4. Worshippers consider it a grave insult to draw Yushag's symbol in white, as this is a color associated with one of their oldest and bitterest rivals. Yushag hates the god associated with color white. Yeah, we knew that already. Thank you for still not telling me what the invading god's symbol is. Thankfully, we know it by deduction from the clues we've seen hovering, as opposed to being directly told to us. 2 bullets. What is interesting is that in this game, if you can see the enemy, generally it can see you, right? If you're using a spell like this. I like that, actually. Two 9mm rounds. We found it. That's it. The other 2 rooms will just have a rather difficult enemy in them, and nothing that they're guarding. Another victim of the okay, boils. So apparently it's disease. Forgot to. It'd be kind of neat if you got more points if you filled this out correctly before the very end. We've seen yellow before, haven't we? So let's do that as well. Alright. Alright, guys. So, here we go. So we're gonna go... I need to... It's Ang, right? It's Ang. Oh, man. Alright. I don't have a pencil. I need a... No. I don't have a pencil. It'll take me too long to go get one. So here we go. So we think it's... Let me double check this. Ang is what I'm guessing is Nyx's symbol. Based solely on the fact we've seen it hovering around before. So that's what we're going with. So it's EU, Shim, Ang, Batai. 2451. 2451. We guessed correctly. Please swing! The guy just stands there not doing anything. Okay, we have to cast a spell again. Bashment. That should do it. If you fail that, you have to wait to do it again, and it will take some time. My goodness. I think we did it. The next thing I remember is lying in the grass near Stonehenge, being woken by the dawn chorus. The tunnel entrance was no longer there. The ground seemed undisturbed, and yet my hands were caked with mud and earth. No one seems to remember anything that happened. The shadow that hung over the land has vanished like smoke, as have the creatures it brought. The world sleeps now, wounded, but fitfully, and no one will ever know how narrowly we escaped, or who they have to thank. I'm already starting to wonder if any of it was ever truly real, but at least I'm finally at peace. I've never pressed ignore for the final text of Mystery of Occultism. Apparently you are not allowed to ignore the text. Good work, soldier. Whenever it's convenient, report in at the ministry. I might have a little job for you. Alright, everyone. My goodness, we've come a long way from when we first started playing this game many years ago and assuming that, like, dying to the Ancient was the only thing you could do. I had no clue that you could counter spells by pressing the same rune as they were being cast. I feel like that should once again be a little tougher than it is. Like, it shouldn't pause the world as you do it. There should be another timer there, making sure that you have to panic to cast a spell correctly. Similar to when you're just beginning to cast spells by entering the runes to begin with. But still, I really like this game. It's been fun to play through it again for another year, guys. Hope you had fun watching it, and I will maybe see you in another game. Hopefully, I will be able to complete another game this year. Let's not end on a sad or sour note. Alright, we survived. We're getting a little closer to level 10, which I'm assuming is the last final level. I don't think that I'm going to be allowed to eventually put, let's say, 20 birth stars up in the sky. Got an A, not bad. Successfully banished the Ancient with 24 hours remaining, and managed to escape with body and mind intact. Managed to partially assemble the banishment ritual. Tend to favor close combat, exterminating 112 enemy minions with melee attacks. Learned 4 spells and made use of them 3 times. In the end, subject was a physically exalted, necrotics-riddled, burdened, suicidal, heavily armed demon hunter. I don't think I've ever had so many adjectives used to describe myself. That sounds very similar to what it's going to be like when I finally do go, only the suicidal part, it would not be accurate. Alright guys, so thank you once again for watching. Hope it was fun to watch this this year. And maybe we'll be playing another game. If so, maybe I'll see you in it for at least the start. Hopefully for its continuation and completion. See you all then. Take care, everyone.